Well, they just keep adding things to Instagram, don't they? And then you open the app and it's like, wait, where's that thing that's been here forever? Where did you move it? In this Instagram tutorial, I'm gonna walk you through Reels and Feed and Stories and direct messages or DMs. We'll walk through the whole thing to give you a great feel about how to get around the app. All right, let's get into it. Hey, welcome to 5-Minute Social Media, where we help overwhelmed business owners become streamlined entrepreneurs by helping them cut their workload by 50 to 80% while increasing results. Does that sound like something you would like in your business? Take a second, hit subscribe, click that bell. That way you'll be notified each week when we release another helpful video. My name is Jerry Potter, and yes, it rhymes with the boy wizard. And today we're doing an Instagram tutorial with all of the new updates that have been added. I'm gonna grab my phone and we'll dive into Instagram in just a second, but I want to let you know if you are struggling with social media engagement or reach or sales, I've put together this social media quick fix guide to help you identify the problem and then some ways to get started fixing it. This is normally $19, but I've decided to make it free for our YouTube community, and I'll tell you how you can get that at the end of this video. Now, I'm assuming you've already downloaded the Instagram app and created an Instagram account. And if you haven't done that, do that, pause the video, do that, and then come back. And I'm walking through the app on an iPhone today. If you have Android, it should look relatively similar. So Instagram has a lot of different parts now, right? So you've got the traditional news feed or feed, which is basically where you scroll through and see images and videos. Then you've got Instagram stories, which are these little circles at the top. Then you've got Instagram Live, which is live streaming on Instagram. Instagram Reels, which is sort of Instagram's version of TikTok, which is short form video content. Then you've got IGTV, which is long form video content. And then, of course, DMs or direct messages, private messages, basically your inbox. And so we're going to touch on all of these today. But if you want to go deeper on, let's say, posting to stories or reels or going live, check the description of this video for links to some other popular tutorials. So this is the screen you'll see when you first open the Instagram app, and I'm going to go across these icons at the bottom. So first we're here on the left, that is the home screen. So across the top here, these circles are your Instagram stories from people that you follow. So you can click on any of those to watch them. And then underneath is what I'll call the traditional Instagram feed. This is what Instagram has been about since the beginning, which is just a feed of videos and pictures from your friends, family, brands, anybody else that you follow. Second icon on the bottom there is the little search icon, and this is the Instagram Explore tab. And this is a collection of content that Instagram believes you will like. So the way this looks on your phone is different from the way it looks on my phone, even if we're looking at it at the exact same moment, because it's based on what I've watched, what I've clicked on, different things like that in the past. Then within this, you can see you can click on different categories at the top. So if I click on food, then it will bring up some of the most popular posts from Reels and the feed and everything like that that are all food-based. You can also search for certain things here. So you can search for hashtags and browse those, certain accounts, places, anything you could ever want. Next tab at the bottom in the middle is the Instagram Reels. And Instagram Reels is Instagram's short form, usually about 15-second vertical video clips and content. And this is basically a really fast way to kill time because you can, as you can see, you can just swipe through these super fast, but they're becoming more and more popular as time goes on. Next tab at the bottom is the shopping tab. And if you've never bought anything on Instagram, you might be thinking, wow, there's a tab just for shopping. But the answer is yes, Instagram is going all in on shopping. And of course, it's got its own search bar, checkout, all of that kind of thing. And then finally, the fifth one on the lower right is your profile. You can see it has my tiny little photo there, and I click on it and it shows my profile. So if you were gonna go through and set up your profile, this is where you could do it. So you can come here and you can hit Edit Profile. And this is where you can update your bio, your name, your username, all kinds of different information. This is also where you can browse your own content. So if I tap on my profile picture there at the top, you can see it has the colored circle around it. That'll play my most recent Instagram story. And then down here, first column is my feed posts in a grid. Next is my Instagram Reels. You can see I haven't done too many of those. Next is my IGTV videos. And the last one is mentions. So any post that mentions me at Mr. Jerry Potter is going to show up on that little tab right there. So those are the 5 across the bottom. And then there's just 3 other buttons here on this main screen. And these are those 3 right in the upper right corner. I'll tell you, this has gotten way better with these latest updates. Because it used to be, if you were going to post a story, you had to click one place, and if you were going to post the feed, you had to click another place. But now that little plus sign, you click that, and you can post pretty much anywhere on Instagram. We'll walk through that in a second. The second one is the little heart. If you click on that, it shows you all of your notifications if somebody follows you or comments or anything like that. And the third one up there is your little direct message icon. So if you tap on that, it brings up your direct messages. And then in here, this works just like any other inbox. Depending on the type of account you have, like I have a creator profile, I have a primary and a general inbox, depending on who the person is that's messaging me. And then inside of here, obviously I can tap this little compose icon at the top if I want to send a new message and then choose who. So that's a walkthrough of everything. Now let's talk about posting. And so to post on Instagram, you're going to click that little plus sign that's there at the top. And the image or video that comes up will be the most recent image or video in your camera roll. So this is a picture of a cat sleeping on a porch that I took while out for a walk today to show to my tiny human who loves everything furry and cuddly. You can also see down here at the bottom, these are the other recent photos and videos that are in my camera roll. Now, underneath those, this is where you are deciding where you're going to post your content. So, the first one, it says post. That's basically your feed posts. That's what comes up in that first feed on the home screen like we talked about. Next up is Instagram Stories, and just a quick description, Instagram Stories is primarily vertical content or portrait content as opposed to widescreen. They're super easy to post, and then they automatically expire or delete after 24 hours. And as I mentioned before, full tutorial on Instagram Stories in the description of this video. Next up are Instagram Reels, and they're kind of like stories. They're vertical content, but they don't auto-delete after 24 hours. There's also a lot more tools you can do to get more creative with the way that they're produced, and I've linked to a tutorial about Reels in the description of this video. And the last one is Instagram Live. This is where you can go live on Instagram, and I've linked to a tutorial on that. But let's go back to the posts really quick because I do want to walk through this part of it for you because this is kind of where most people start on Instagram. And by default, it is going to pull stuff up from your camera roll. If you wanted to take a photo instead, you can click this little camera icon just below the photo on the right, and you can actually take a photo in the moment to add to your feed. And if you wanted a different one from your camera roll, you can click around and choose. Now these little arrows that are on the lower left of the photo, these will actually zoom out on your photo because by default in the feed, Instagram will make them into a square. But I do that, it will actually zoom out on them. I recommend if you have a good photo that's taller, post it in its taller form because that actually takes up more of the feed as someone is scrolling through. So here's an example of one that's even shorter than a square. You can see how little of the feed that takes up. Here's a square, so that takes up a little more. And then here's a taller photo. You can see how much more that takes up in the feed when somebody's scrolling. Once you've chosen your image, you can hit next. The thing that made Instagram famous in the beginning was all these different filters that you can click through. You can also click edit down here on the lower right and then get even more controls for editing your photo. There's also this magic edit button up here at the top. I don't know if that's what it's called. It looks like a magic wand. If I tap that, it'll automatically just add what it thinks the picture needs to be better in terms of like lightening dark areas and things like that. And then you can, of course, adjust how much it's affected with this little thing here. So I like that filter. Then I click next. Here I can type my caption. If I want to tag people in the photo, if not just me, there's somebody else, I can do that. You can add your location. So this is basically where you finalize your post. And then when you're all set, you hit share and it goes up in your feed relatively quickly depending on your internet speed. A couple of other post types. If you want to do a video on your Instagram feed, choose it from your camera roll or you can record it live. Again, if it's tall, you can zoom out so it shows more of it. You can also reposition it by dragging it up and down. When I hit next on a video, I have the option, of course, to choose the filters, but also down here at the bottom, if the video came out too long, you can actually trim it by dragging the sides right here in Instagram, which is pretty cool. And then you can also choose the cover. So if you've ever made videos like I do all the time and the look on your face is something silly like this, you can drag along and find something that looks a little better. Then you hit next and you can post. And then finally, the third kind of post that you can do in the feed is called a carousel. And this is where you're going to click this little button next to the camera icon. And that's going to let you choose more than one of these. So I could actually choose multiple images and videos and put them into a carousel post. They'll go in the order that you tap them. So if I wanted a different order, I would deselect by pushing the carousel icon again, tap it again, and then I say, okay, I want this one first, then this one, 3, 4, 5. Next, you can do all the same things you could with a single image or video. You can actually go through and apply a different filter or trim each clip if it's a video. When you're done, you hit next, add your caption and everything, hit share, and then once it goes up, you can actually swipe through the different videos or images that you used in your post. So many things you can do with Instagram now. If you want to go a little deeper about how to use Instagram stories or Instagram reels or post to the feed, pre-scheduling Instagram posts, I've linked to some of the most popular tutorials in the description of this video. Also, while you're there, you'll find this, my social media quick fix guide. People are always saying, I can't get engagement, I can't get any reach, people aren't seeing my posts, nobody will buy. So I've put this guide together to help you troubleshoot, figure out what the problems are, and get going in the right direction. It's normally $19, but I've made it free for my YouTube community. You can get it at the link on the screen, or find a clickable link in the description of this video. Was this helpful? Please let me know, because it helps me make more videos like this by clicking like, or I'd love it if you left a comment as well. I love to read your comments. Thank you so much for supporting not only me at 5 Minute Social Media, but also my two tiny superheroes at home.